Okay, so I'm back. This is the next day. And I have here the page. It has dried. And I hope you can see. Check. Some, maybe. See if I can get it to focus. Of the shimmer in the modeling paste. I don't know if this light is gonna pick it up. But it's, how do you call it? It's a lighter shade of silver. And I've picked out some stuff I want to put on my page. I'm gonna use these feathers, and these are just feathers I've accumulated during my years of doing arts and crafts in different ways. So there's two dark green feathers, and this one is like, I think it's a hen feather of some sort that I thought would fit, because to me this is pure nature with birds and stuff. I usually sit outside on the porch in my dad's house and watch the birds sing and eat when I'm there. And I also have this. This is a reindeer horn button I have from my grandmother. She left a whole bunch of these when she died. So this, I think, fits really well in with this theme as well. And I'm gonna use some baker's twine in brown and white. And I keep my most used twines in jars like this, where they feed up from the middle, if it's possible, so they don't get tangled and stuff. And I just get jars that I can keep them in, that fits the rolls they're on. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put some foam tape on this photo. And then I have, I'm gonna see if you can see it, over here on the side I have some die cut letters, and these are die cuts from the Sissics Baby Says Yeah alphabet that I thought would fit this theme, and the word is homesickness in English and hemlängtan in Swedish. And I also have here some authentic Petit Diction Seaside word stickers that I'm also going to use a couple of. So I'm going to start with putting this up on foam dots or foam tape, and sticking down all the accents I've chosen for this page. And per usual, I'm not gonna be very skimpy with my foam tape, even though this is a page that will be in a page protector in an album and won't get squished super much. It will be squished somewhat, since it will be between other pages. So right now I have the postbound albums for my scrapbook albums, but I'm looking into getting some of these D-ring binders 12 by 12, and also mixing and matching my pages with Project Life type pockets, so I can do pages however I want them, and not just in 12 by 12 size, because I kind of like to mix up my style, and sometimes I feel like this, sometimes I feel like something else. And I also think it brings a bit of interest to the album, that it doesn't look the same all the time. I also, actually, my first scrapbooks type one was actually a recipe album that I made in a 12 by 12 with mostly recipes of baking and stuff, since I love baking and stuff. So I'm just sticking this down where I think it would look nice, and you see it's just like a 1mm rise. And this is mostly so I can get my feathers behind the photo a little bit. And I'm actually just gonna go in, and these feathers will flatten down in time, so I'm not that worried about it. Like so. And then I'm gonna take my baker's twine, cut a piece of it off, and just feed it through my button. And then I'm gonna make a little bow. Like so. Then just tying a simple knot. And just an ordinary bow. And I keep my yarn a little bit longer than I need it, so it's easier to tie the bow. Like so. And then I'm going to trim off. I don't want that long ends. So it's just a simple little tiny bow on this button. And I'm just gonna put some glue on the back of it and also on the knot so it doesn't come up. And I'm putting this on top of the feathers and a bit on top of the photo. I think I'm gonna put some glue on the back side of the feathers so they stay better, if I can get the glue to stick. I use my quick grab for the button. It's a bit thicker glue, since the one I have in my thin applicator bottle is a glue I put some water in just to make it go through the pipe of the bottle a bit easier. So like so. And then I'm gonna take a pair of tweezers. These tweezers are my favorite. They're from Panduro, and they're pretty expensive. I think they're in the price range of 60 or something crowns. And I'm using my thin top applicator to put glue on my letters. And I've chosen the letters in a dark, almost navy blue color. This is also something I do with scraps of paper and stuff, or when I'm bored. I sit down and I die cut out a lot of like letters and stuff, and I have them sorted in tackle boxes, so that when I need letters and stuff I can just look through that and find most often what I need or want. And since this is a bit of an uneven surface, it takes a little bit time for the glue to start grabbing. That's why I keep pressing it over and over. I think I'm gonna outline these letters when they're dried with a bit of white and maybe black to make them pop a little bit more. I didn't want to put white, since the only white there is on this picture is the waterfall, and I wanted the waterfall to be by itself, not that you stop seeing it, since it's such a small amount of pure white. If the letters here were in white as well, the focus would be on the letters instead of this beautiful center of picture. This is how nowadays I really like to do my layouts, using different kinds of mediums and stuff, different kinds of colors and stuff. I really like the mixed media style of creating. It doesn't limit you to just doing one thing. You can put whatever you want on whatever you want, almost, which is really, really fun. The only thing that will hinder you is your imagination. It's the only thing that's stopping you, and it's the only thing that will ever stop you. Here it's being naughty with me. And here I have, like I said, some petite diction words. And I was thinking I would just put beautiful sunshine from this in here. Okay, now I need a little sip of coffee. Cheers. And now I'm gonna put in some white. And for that I'm using my Signo Uniball broad tip pen. It's also one of those great pens that writes on almost anything. Unfortunately, this is one thing you can't really stock up on, since it's a gel pen. It will dry out on you if you have too many that you're not using. And as you see, I like putting shadows, so to speak, on my letters when I'm outlining. I usually don't outline the whole word or whole letter. I just put on one side, or on two sides to be correct. And I think this word, when I'm thinking about it, probably translated to English means home, longing for home, which I actually am pretty badly right now. I haven't been home since, oh my god, a couple months. And for me, home is where I was born and raised for my first 8 years, and I've been home at least once or twice a year ever since then. So I'm gonna take, here I have a Collop mini dater stamp, and this is a self-inking stamp. I just got this, from a office shop called Kontorsmagasinet, and I found cheap copy paper and stuff, like 250 grams paper that I like to use for all kinds of stuff, cheaply. And I found that those kinds of store often have very many things very cheaply, so I've started buying a lot from those. So I'm just gonna check so my stamp is stamping properly and make sure I have it the right way. And I'm gonna stamp the date that I made this page. And that's it, folks. This is my layout for the day. I hope you enjoyed my process, and I hope you got inspired. And I'll see you in the next time. Bye.